Hello my dear students, I'm Ronja ma'am and welcome to my channel Beaming Students #Ronja ma'am, a channel where all the students will be beaming with happiness. That's my dream. Well, so many students have told me that ma'am, it's so difficult to convince parents. You know what? You won't find a single human being who has not faced this problem, including your parents. So I thought, let me discuss in this video how to convince your parents. What to do when my parents don't understand me? Well, first let me tell you what you should not do. Don't shout. No parent will like it. Don't argue. It can make matters worse. And don't insult. Remember, whatever you are today, it's because of your parents. They love you a lot. So if you insult them, they will be heartbroken. Never do that. So many don'ts. Then what do I do? Well, it's a one-word solution. You need to talk. Now, there is a lot of problem with this. What to say, what not to say. When to talk. How to convince them. How do I talk so that my parents say yes? Well, I have got a foolproof plan for you. What will you do? Well, keep watching. You have to tell your parents what you want to do and why. Now, the second part, why, is very important. It has to be justified and explained. Let me give you a simple example. Many students of mine have told me that, ma'am, it's so difficult to convince parents when it comes to choosing my subject or my career. So, I'm going to give you that example. Suppose you want to study history and your parents want you to study something else, say for example, economics. Now, you go and tell your parents that I will study history because I love the subject. It's absolutely correct, but you won't be able to convince your parents. Why? Well, because they want you to be very, financially independent. You should earn a lot. They want you to be very, very successful. They want you to have a very secure job. So just telling them I like this subject because I love it is not enough. Then what is the solution? Well, the solution again is one word: research. Do a little bit of research. Go to the net and find out what all you can do if you study history. Or for example, suppose you want to become an IAS officer. So go to the net and find out everything, all the details regarding IAS officer. The money, the position, the power, everything. So when you go and talk to your parents, then you can explain it to them. You have all the details. So your parents will get a clear picture and it will be easy for you to convince them. Well, what did you learn from this example? You need to understand your parents in order to make them understand you. I hope you understood. You have to understand why your parents are saying no. Only then you can find the solution and make them understand better. So they will understand you and they will be convinced. Too many understandings. I hope you understood. Well, so everything is ready. You go and talk to them. You know what? So many times it happens that people talk. Others listen, but they don't understand. Why does this happen? Have you ever thought? Sometimes it happens in the class, isn't it? You're listening, but you don't understand because you are not listening. It's same with your parents. It's same with anyone. Now you will tell me, ma'am, what are you saying? When I explained it to my parents, they were listening, but still they said, no, you just go from here. No, we can't say yes. Maybe they were not listening. You were shouting and they didn't like it. You know what? When sometimes we shout or we, talk in a very bad way, then the listener is actually not listening. All the windows of the mind are shut. And so what will happen? I am not listening, so I will just say, no, go from here. Or maybe the way you are explaining is so pathetic, it's so boring that actually I am not listening, or the way you are saying is not very clear. So I am listening to you, but I am not understanding. This also sometimes happens in the class. Anyway, so what will you do? I am going to give you 5 guidelines which you will follow when you are going to talk to your parents. Number 1, stay calm. Keep your cool. Number 2, do your homework. Just now I explained it to you that if you know everything, you will be able to explain it to your parents. So do the research, and very, very important, you should know the answer to a particular question. The question is, how will this help you? So you should know the answer. Okay, this is not only important for your parents, but it is also important for you. Number 3, it is very important when you are going and talking to your parents. For example, your parents have just come back from office and they are very tired, and you pounce upon them. They are then so tired that they don't have the patience to hear you. So that's not a good time. Suppose your parents are very worried, not about you but something else. So you go and talk to them. No, don't talk to them at that time. The bottom line is, you go and talk to your parents when they are relaxed and in a happy mood. Number 4, you should have a plan B. Now what's that? Let me explain. Let's go back to our previous example. I told you that you have gone and told your parents, I want to become an IAS officer. You have done the research, you give them all the details. Okay, now your father tells you, and what if you can't crack the IAS exam? What will you do? You are super angry and frustrated then. You will shout at them, what? You are telling me this? I will crack it, and you have no faith in me? You think that I won't be able to crack it? You should support me. Look at X, look at Y, their parents are so supportive. So what will happen? Nothing. Don't do that. You have to understand your parents. See, your parents are worried about your future. I told you, they are very protective because they love you. So they don't want you to take any wrong step. So what will you do? Who will solve this problem? Google Baba hai na? You will go and research and find out what all you can do if you study history or whichever subject you want to study. Okay, so when your parents will ask you, what can you do? You will be able to explain it to them. So there won't be any problem. So I will repeat again, please understand your parents. Only then you can make them understand you. Alright, so that was the 4th one. The 5th one, for heaven's sake, please don't give all those filmy dialogue like you don't love me, you don't understand me. It's very irritating and it will only hurt, not help. Well, so you do all the research, you follow all my guidelines, you go and tell your parents, and your parents say no. What will you do? Well, I have a plan B. What you will do is, you have to give them some time. So wait, maybe they are thinking, maybe they will go and talk to someone else. So give them some time, and again you go and talk to them, but not immediately, not the next day, maybe after 5 days or after a week. Okay, you go and talk to them. You can do something else also which may work. You can go and talk to someone whom your parents really trust and respect. For example, it can be your brother, sister, your uncle, aunt, anyone, like your teacher. Talk to them when your parents are not around, explain everything to them, and if they are convinced, they can go and talk to your parents on your behalf. But you have to do the talking. You will go and talk to your parents. When you go and talk to your parents, remember all the 5 guidelines that I have given you. Well, as Captain America has said in the movie Avengers Endgame, take brave baby steps. You do that and follow all the tips I have given you, but remember, be patient. Okay? I'm sure your parents will not only say yes, they will also support you in whatever you do. You know why? Because you are their world. If you like my video, please share it with your friends so that we can have many more smiling and beaming faces. Well, I will see you in my next video, which is a requested video. The video will be on how students will cope with stress. See you then. Till then, bye, take care and stay beaming.